Hi everyone, my name is Kale and welcome to my competitive guide series. Starting now, I'll be integrating guides for teammates and those who do not want to be team captains, so be sure to subscribe and keep an eye out for my uploads every Wednesday. Please leave a like to support my channel, and with that, let's get started. Today we'll be focused on coaching, determining what you want out of it, providing them what they need to help you, where to find the right coach, and what to expect from them. No matter what weapon you play, there is someone out there who specializes in that weapon, class, or role. Having another perspective will expose you to new positions and thought processes to help you improve in your role and mechanics as an individual. More than just gear suggestions, a coach who knows the ins and outs of your weapon will help you visualize how you can best benefit your team and adapt to new situations. In a team setting, there will be moments during VOD reviews when you and your team will struggle to come to a consensus on what could have been a better plan. Maybe there are times you are completely unsure of how you could have worked around a team that counters yours. Having a coach around to teach you the best course of action prevents a lot of arguments and makes planning a lot easier. Not all mistakes can be easily spot on your own too. Sometimes even your team's opening or defensive positionings had a flaw you simply hadn't thought of. A coach is there to analyze the strengths and weaknesses of your team and show you how to capitalize on your advantages. They can also provide tips on callouts, shot calling, and quickly spot any issues in the team, but they can only achieve all of this if you help them help you. You can't just ask a coach vague questions like, "How do I get better?" You need to let them know what you want to achieve. Give them context and as much useful information as possible about your situation. That way, they can give you clearer guidance for specific issues. Prepare replays and a list of things you feel you can improve on, such as offensive and defensive positioning for a specific map mode you struggle on, opening advice depending on your team's composition, the conditions to recognize that a push needs to speed up or slow down, and other weapon-specific advice like important ledges, sharking spots, or special lineups. And finally, be willing to understand where your coach's advice is coming from. They have a lot of experience, and it won't do you any good to argue with them even if you don't agree. While you may not have to listen to everything they tell you, respect the time they put in trying to help and be open-minded. In the last year, I have experienced individual coaching from 2 low-level band Inkbrush players and team coaching from 5 Div 3 and above players. Each coach has their own views and ways of explaining their thoughts. Here are my tips to help you find the right coach. Make sure the coach is low-level band. This is a credential that cannot be excused. Try to find someone who has experience with a weapon or team composition similar to your own. Tell them your playstyle and goals, whether you are averse to swapping weapons or willing to adjust for optimization for the level you hope to reach in the future. Take notes of what your coach teaches you so you can refer to them whenever something works or doesn't work for you. And finally, there is nothing wrong with finding another coach or seeking multiple coaches for more perspectives. Think of it like getting a diagnosis from a doctor. Some may want you to take pills. Others might suggest vitamins and supplements, and some will provide more natural remedies like a change in diet. You don't need to pledge loyalty to one coach. Don't be afraid to experience more viewpoints until you find the right person who understands you the best. Here's what a good coach will offer. The best method is hosting VOD reviews, and it's even better if they use Sendo plans or a tool to draw on the screen to help you visualize things like movement. Some opt for a more hands-off approach by sending their replay codes to demonstrate how they play or successfully performed plans that they want you to implement. Others watch your replays and send written notes about what you did well or what you should do instead. Another approach is simply being a brain to pick at to answer all your questions. Some coaches are thorough and do all of the above, or only a couple of these things due to time constraints. Not everything a coach tells you will click for you. After you try new things, you can recognize what advice was good and stick to it. But if some of their input doesn't help you, there's nothing wrong with ignoring parts of their advice. Question your coach on their decisions, and if you don't agree, you don't have to follow everything they say. Explain why you do things a certain way, and get their feedback on why they think it does or doesn't work. In the end, it's your decision for how you want to play, but at least try their methods before rejecting them all entirely. Use their advice to develop your own style rather than copying theirs just because they are a higher div.
But Kale the Whale, YouTuber and partnered Twitch streamer live on twitch.tv/Kale, what do you mean I don't have to listen to this Div 2 player? Don't they know what's right?
Well, my answer to this is that personal preference definitely plays a part, especially when it comes to playstyle. For example, as a support Inkbrush player, I enjoy painting a lot and providing constant pressure from whales and bombs to support my team, then sharking and flanking when I'm able to. My Inkbrush coach Hermit is much more aggressive than I am, and encouraged me to play Inkbrush Nouveau to help me practice being more in the front lines instead of being so far back and not engaging in any fights. He sent me many replays of how he would use it, and I decided to give it an honest try. I got the weapon to 4 stars, and decided that it really wasn't my style and quite disliked it. With how much I subconsciously painted, I would always have Ultra Stamp, and it never felt as useful as whales were for me. Then the lack of bombs made me feel extra useless in defense and wasn't a practical pick in general, with my comp team already lacking bomb power. While my coach may be a big fan of the Nouveau and he has good intentions, I'm likely never playing with that weapon ever again, but that's okay. The advice he gave on positioning is still relevant and I use it to this day. Often, coaches will suggest playing alternate kits or even different weapons if they feel it would be worth learning as a pocket or certain map modes that your main would struggle on. If it doesn't suit your style, there's nothing wrong with being stubborn about your main. Instead, your coach will have to cope with your decision and teach you how you can attempt to lighten the challenges. To find a coach, there are a few ways to go about it, and you can do all of them to help increase your chances. The first is to simply book sessions with one off of Metafy. Here you can choose from VOD reviews, one-on-one sessions, live sessions with the team, and more. I've put the link to find the coaches and their sessions in the description. It costs money, but they're worth the price. Metafy is cutthroat about the people they accept as experts, so you'll be guaranteed a quality session. The next method is to search for one in the MIT Discord server that offers a coaching channel. Here, coaches and people seeking out a coach will put a post about what they're looking for. The advice I gave about creating a team post applies here too. Make your post easy to read and make your requirements clear, but also list the specific aspects you want to improve on. There are a lot more people seeking coaches than coaches themselves. Use your post to be as convincing as possible for why the coach should help you. Prove you are dedicated by having a well thought out and put together request post. The final method is to seek one out over social media, specifically Twitter and Twitch. This one is a lot harder to pull off because it can be a lot of waiting. You have to wait for someone to respond to the repost of your message from Discord on Twitter, and you have to wait for when a skilled player is looking to coach someone, and sometimes these are first come first served. Luckily, the Splatoon comp community is fairly small, and word travels fast. Keep a sharp eye out, and when an opportunity arises, be prepared with your goals and aspects you need help with to convince them you are ready for coaching. On Twitch, some streamers offer coaching sessions through channel points, which you gain from watching their stream over time. It usually requires a lot of points, but is justified as it stops the streamer from what they are doing to give you their attention. It may seem scary and intimidating, but remember that all Splatoon players are people too. Many are very willing to help and are happy to see when people approach them for their expertise. This is not to say you should idolize them either, or worse, demand that they help you because you're a big fan. When reaching out, be nice, but don't shower them with flattery. Just say hi and introduce yourself. Briefly say what made you interested in their skills, and ask if they would be willing to provide coaching if they don't explicitly offer it. And if they do offer it, ask when there would be an available time for you to secure a session. The worst that happens is that they say no, and sometimes they may refer you to someone else they know who could coach you instead. Don't be offended if you are rejected. There may be other external factors impacting the decision, like lack of time or simply having a rough week, and they aren't in the right mental space for it just yet. They might just reach out to you later when they're feeling better. Don't lose hope and keep looking. Back when I was completely new to the Splatoon comp scene, I typed in the Twitter search bar Best Inkbrush NA and discovered Hermit, a Div 3 player for Espresso. I followed his account and after a week came across his post saying he was live on Twitch. He had absolutely no idea who I was and didn't notice my partner badge until way later after the stream ended, but I interacted with him in chat and caught his attention for being a fellow Inkbrush main. He offered coaching on his own accord and we've been good friends ever since. Sometimes finding people is a stroke of luck, but being kind and treating other players as human go a long way in making new connections. It's not what you know, but who you know, and eventually the opportunity will present itself as you build upon your reputation in the community. The Inkling Development Program was an invitational event that allowed low-level teams to be coached by low-level band teams. Teams had to apply for the chance, and only 24 of them were accepted. Having clear goals and a good reputation definitely helps in acceptance. If there ever is a next time, an event like this is certainly one to look out for. If you aren't paying for it, your coach is not obligated to give you their time and attention. Coaches are people too, with lives outside of Splatoon. You may even be surprised to discover coaches who are minors. Be grateful for the sessions they can give you and make them count. Take notes and update your coach with progress to show their advice was appreciated. Like almost everything in the Splatoon community, events, tournaments, and art are community-run and volunteer work. This is why you should also treat your TOs and art prize artists with kindness and appreciation as well. Here are a few more recommendations for teams. If you're getting coaching for the team and not everyone can make it, record the session with the Windows Game Capture feature or a streaming software like OBS to show them later. You can also ask your coach to record it for you. Consider getting both a coach for the team and yourself, because one will help you focus on mechanics and the other on team coordination. It's easier to have the coach help you with one of those aspects at a time. Stream or record your comms so that your coach can also help you convey information more effectively. Good luck finding a coach. If this information was helpful for you, please leave a like and subscribe. Coming up next are guides for teammates, so stay tuned and consider hitting the bell icon for notifications on my uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.